Blasting in the brains of these hoes and establishing a name as he goes. The passion and the flame is ignited. You can't put it out once we light it. This shit is exactly what the fuck that I'm talking about when we riot. You dealing with a few true villains who stand.
Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is Carnage, and today I am bringing you another MW3 gameplay commentary. This one is with the UMP45 on a team deathmatch game on Fallen, and I'm using it with the silencer, I do believe, with the, let's see what I'm using. I'm using it with Kick, and my secondary is the MP9 with the silencer. I'm using it with the perks of Sleight of Hand Pro, Quickdraw Pro, and Stalker Pro. I'm using the kill streaks, actually, of Predator Missile, Attack Helicopter, and Pave. So I was using this setup. It's not my normal setup with the UMP, but I was using this setup because I believe I was lower leveled in the Prestige. I hadn't unlocked Dead Silence yet, and if you guys are wondering, I don't use my tokens on unlock gear. I use it on double XP just to get through Prestiges faster, because the first 40 levels or so are the most annoying part of it. When you get from like 40 to 70, I mean 40 to 80, that's when it's fun, because then you have the guns you want. And it's more fun, like re-unlocking everything and just seeing like how much XP you can gain, earning all the challenges and stuff and titles and all that emblem stuff. This part of the game, you could call it camping if you want. I don't see it as camping for me personally, because I knew that all of them were gonna be rushing in here. So what is the point of running out into the very open, waiting, just asking to be shot off spawn, when you can clearly see that they're still spawning around me? So what's the point of me running out into the stairwell when it was clearly better just for me to sit in there? I almost got around the corner there, but I do pick up a quick attack helicopter nonetheless. And I don't believe I get a Pave until my second life or so, but I'm getting a text message from someone. What do you want? And how many articles do we have to use? Fuck you. Yeah, so anyways, moving on. I kind of wanted to talk about high school for a little bit. I don't know. It's kind of a, I guess you could call this Return of Storytime Sunday, only it's on a Tuesday, so it's Storytime Tuesday. But yesterday, not yesterday, last weekend, so that would have been what, 3 days ago. On Saturday, I went to a party after my high school's prom, and it was it was one of the best nights of my life. It was awesome. I'm not gonna put it lightly. It was awesome. It was honestly truly hilarious seeing how stupid some people can be in honestly one night. I'm trying to think of where to start. So I'll just go over the parts that I thought were freaking hilarious. So this part wasn't, you can see it as hilarious. I see it as just fucking weird and creepy, but maybe you guys have a different opinion. So here, so I got to my friend's house at about 11:30. It was one of my friends who was hosting the party, and so I got there at 11:30. I didn't go to the prom. I figured, you know what, fuck it, I'm not even gonna go, because I had talked to people who had gone last year and previous years, said most of their reasons for going were to have a connection as a date in order to getting into a party after. So so let's move on. So I was parked outside my friend's house. He hadn't even left yet, and there was already 50-60 people outside of his house, which is fucking insane. And there ended up being somewhere around 200 people in this average size house, and so it was very crammed. You went in the door and you couldn't move. But that was later in the night. So I showed up at 11:30, and it took about 30 minutes for people to start like getting around, parking near where I was, and a little tiny Prius comes up behind me and parks, and there's 10 people fit in this little Prius. I don't think a Prius is made for 10 people to sit in, but that's just the way I feel about it. I think like it's made to fit like 5 or 6 people at most. But there's 10 people in here, and 2 girls get out, and they run past my car, and I'm like, oh, okay, they're probably just trying to get out of a very bunch car. But then I see them talking. I'm like, okay, so they're chatting shit and they're waiting, and then I see what appears to look like them squatting, but they're leaning against a car that's ahead of me. Look like a Toyota Camry or something. And I'm like, okay, maybe they're just playing a practical joke on someone, just like making fun of like how they're rubbing their ass on someone's car or something. But then this is where it got really weird. Both of them synchronized, pulled down their pants, and started shitting on the sidewalk. I'll repeat that again. They were shitting on the sidewalk. And this is before the parties even started. So these people may have had a couple beers or something like this, but there was no way that someone could have been wasted already unless they had something before. But these people seemed pretty clear-headed, because they weren't running and swerving all over the place, because they sprinted past my car. They didn't just walk. They sprinted. So that was the creepiest thing. And then later, some person did a keg stand, and one of my friends was holding them up with another person. And what happened was one of the person was held up for a keg stand. She lasted like 5-6 seconds, something like that. And one of the person, you're supposed to let them down at the same time, and one person let go before the other person, so she got dropped face first onto the keg. And this is hard metal. And from what I heard was she was out for a good minute or so and not moving or anything until she finally woke up and didn't know what had happened. So that was later. And then a couple people fell in the pool. One person fell in and got all pissed and was like, "This party sucks, I'm leaving." And then another person fell in and was as they were falling in, they're like, "Oh fuck!" And then you hear a splash, and right as they get out, they're like, "I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry." And he was apologizing for falling in the pool. So it was a hell of a night. And then later in the night, another kid, one of the kids passed out on top of a rock. He was like sitting on a rock, and like he wasn't like leaning his head against the rock. It was like in the middle of his back, so he was like arched over it. And so 2 people picked him up, and they're like, "Dude, we'll get you to a car. Just don't drive. You can sleep in your car. Just don't drive." And they get him up, and they're like, "Dude, where's the car?" And he just has his finger in front of him, and he's pointing back and forth, and he's just like, that way. And he points one way eventually, and then they get over there, and they're like, "Your car isn't over here." He's like, "Oh, it must have been the other way." So hopefully you guys enjoyed this Storytime Sunday. When I have another amazing story like this, which I'm sure I'll have over summer, I'll be sure to let you guys know. But with that being said, guys, I'll see you all later.